All right. Hello again, adventures, and welcome to another exciting episode of Traversing the Veil. Yes, this is one of my homebrew D&D campaigns at my weird, messed up homebrew D&D campaign setting, and the people below me are all ready for some shenanigans in a secret tunnel. Secret tunnel.
What? Secret tunnel? What is this about? Perhaps we should do a recap.
First things first, though, announcements.
I mean, I kind
Yes.
of did a Discord.
This is making fun of it.
So, first kind of big news. Darrington Press has made an announcement talking about how they have partnered with a website called Start Playing. And basically what they did is they gave 150 professional DMs, because that's what Start Playing is for professional game masters. They basically gave 150 professional game masters early access to the Daggerheart Nexus, which is basically the D&D Beyond for not D&D on Demiplane. They call each little thing a Nexus. So they gave them access to early access to the Daggerheart materials so that they could come up with some adventures. So for the launch event, which is happening in just a couple weeks here, May 20th is when everything launches. You'll be able to play online if you can't make it to one of the 2 stores in your state, or 7 stores in your continent if you are from Europe, that are actually running in store games. So that in and of itself is really cool. I looked it over. Price wise, it looks like the lowest price I was able to see was about $15. The highest that I saw when I was looking through was about $40 per session. And they have ones that are for mini campaigns where you're kind of agreeing to play 4 to 7 sessions. They have one shots. They have ongoing campaigns that are going to be starting as well. So whatever your poison, you can actually probably find someone that'll let you try out Daggerheart.
And by poison, you mean budget.
Budget, yes. I've heard some testimonials from people that have used Start Playing and other systems. Like Roll20 itself has a looking for group option where you can charge people per session and things like that. But my understanding, Start Playing just tends to be an easier place to get that stuff done, because that's all that they focus on that website is the being able to kind of market and play your games. So that is really cool. I've mentioned quite a few times on my YouTube channel, I got my start in Dungeons and Dragons playing in friendly local game stores and conventions, and it's wonderful. A lot of people get a little bit iffy about playing with strangers and stuff like that. It really is a fun time, and the very few times that I've had quote unquote horror stories, they just really don't happen. Most horror stories happen at home games because dipshits feel freer to do dipshitty things when they're in their own home. Friendly local game stores are generally nice, and if especially if you're playing at a friendly local game store or convention, if bad stuff does happen, go to whomever organizes or owns the place that you're playing and tell them, hey, this stuff happened, and it probably will never happen again, because that's how these places make money. And if people are doing bad things, they will kick them out. So, yeah, like I said, I think the worst horror story I have didn't actually involve me. It was, there were some Pathfinder Society players that would play at, I ran games at one store in a franchise of stores, and at another one of their stores in South Side Milwaukee. They had this Pathfinder Society group that would play every week there, and the Pathfinder Society, at least in our area, was notorious for being assholes. And so what happened was they were playing in this store, and these people came in to buy games and stuff. They saw people playing a game in the store. They came over, and they're like, "Oh, this looks really cool. Can we play?" And the GM turned to them and chewed them out. "Excuse me, you would only ruin this game. We are playing a very serious game, and you are interrupting us. Please go away." And the person that was running the store immediately came over, took care of the customers, and after they went out, he walked over to the table and said, "Get your shit and get up." And like, "Whoa, what do you mean?" I said, "You don't pay for this table. Those people pay for this table by spending their money here. You don't get to talk to my customers like that. You're done for today, and if you ever do this again, you will not be welcome in this store or any store in Milwaukee, because we all know each other." So yeah, that was the worst, D&D horror story I've had, and it wasn't about the people playing. It was the game master was a dick to customers. So if you can, and if it's within your budget, it's a ton of fun. You get to meet some great people. Like, I believe most of the people I know, like Katie and I met because I invited her to play D&D with me. Like, that was the entire premise. I actually don't even remember how we got in contact.
The one of your charity events.
Oh, that's what
One
it
of
was,
your
yeah.
charity marathons.
Yeah, so it was literally a random person showing up to one of my charity games that I just opened to anyone that wanted to play. And then, yeah, I think Chax is the only person that I actually met through something non-related, because we used to sing together, and it was very pretty.
Aww.
And then Imp, we met through Kiri, I think.
We did a little bit of a hyper RPG, but it was primarily because, because Kiri is our friend, and I was, I support my friends, and that's why I started watching over on the Zelda Universe TV, and basically just breaking you constantly kind of ended up being how we ended up.
Basically, Imp was the annoying dude in the audience that kept making snide remarks and making me corpse on camera. So
kept making jokes. I know the first joke that I first made you crack up on. I'm not going to repeat it here.
No, my.
I have the safety of chat.
As long as we don't talk about men licking dentist fingers, I think I'm okay.
No, but I will say this: I referenced a certain something. Two people on the channel decided they were going to look it up in that moment, and I have a very vivid memory of Aaliyah looking off screen, going, "Oh."
Uh-oh. Did it involve Rule 34?
I'm not going to say.
Anyway,
He does that often in our campaigns. We say things.
Okay.
So, anyway, so yeah, if you get a chance, do it. And again, it's within your budget. Don't go into debt to play Daggerheart. It's a cool looking game as far as I can tell. It's not worth going into debt for. But yeah. Other announcements. The Heroes of Might and Magic Kickstarter for the Heroes of Might and Magic TTRPG went live like yesterday or the day before. I checked in on it within its first few hours, and they were like $4,000 away from hitting their remarkably low goal. I think it was only like $40,000, maybe something like that. I don't know. But or maybe it's $20,000, something like that. Anyway, so that is a new thing. They have a free kind of quick start guide that you can download to kind of see how the game runs, and it's an interesting kind of game because Heroes of Might and Magic, the video game, is like a 4X strategy game where you have a kingdom and then you have to raise the kingdom up and then send your heroes off with armies to go battle other kingdoms and try and like unite the world against bad guys. So turning that into a TTRPG is weird and seems interesting. I'm interested to see where it goes. Trying to think if there's anything else big happening in the TTRPG world. Brendan Lee Mulligan has been announced as the voice of the board game in Date Everything, which is so meta, I believe it will explode your computer if you talk to him.
He'll be
So-
voicing Parker. He'll be voicing Parker.
Who has
Parker
a
Bauer?
giant-
Well, that's the reason why he's like it's a good name if you know.
Yeah, it's a pretty good name.
So, Brendan Lee Mulligan, again, doing nonsense things because he's Brendan Lee Mulligan.
Yeah, and Matt's also in that.
Everybody is.
Playing a
It's again.
DM screen.
It's Date Everything, and it is literally everything. I'm
It's just
waiting for
murder.
them to announce the Thumbtack, played by Erika Ishii, because she's small. I mean, Erika's a wonderful young woman, but I have seen her next to people like Taliesin, and she is fun-sized.
Yeah.
Other stuff going on in the world. In the world of tabletop RPGs, we don't need to talk about the real world. The real world doesn't exist right now. That's why we play in my messed up homebrew world, which still technically works better than the world that we actually live in.
I mean,
somehow
We have a giant beholder dragon trying to destroy it.
that's not that much different from what things are like in the real world right now.
So anyway,
Yes, but we can legally kill things in this world, Katie.
so anyway,
hey, if all it took for me to was to do incredible shit by just getting my hands on a diamond, I'm not saying I would commit a life of crime.
So anyway, for the FBI watchers that are now most definitely watching this show, hope you guys enjoy the show, and we are all law-abiding citizens 100% of the
Yes.
time.
Yes, totally. Don't ask.
One of us is like a teacher, and that's like a wholesome profession, right? I mean,
Who's a teacher? Someone's a teacher?
you're associated with teaching.
I am not a teacher, sir. I am a speech language pathologist.
See,
Two
she even
different
has a
things.
fancy title and like degrees with
Indeed.
letters in them.
All of the letters. Actually, not all of the letters. I'm working on all the letters, though.
So, yeah.
How many
Anyway.
degrees are you from Kevin Bacon?
Bacon.
Good.
I've got bacon mac and cheese over there. I wants to eat it.
Yummy.
The weird thing, I found the bacon mac and cheese, and my brain immediately went, bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes, which are also a lovely, wonderful thing. So I think that does it for announcements. So now, I think it is time for us to return to Traversing the Veil.
Oh yeah, our friend Kerry Callaghan's writing a book. It's coming out. You can still pre-order Earth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder. Still available for pre-order.
Highly recommend it. It's awesome. Just by description alone. Check it out. Try the Carry Cold.
I really like the idea. I just like the name Kiri Cult.
Good, right?
Yeah.
And I know she would prefer the term curiosities because Kerry doesn't want to run a cult, but doesn't
Yes,
mean you
but
can't. Doesn't mean you can't have people in a cult.
Exactly. I was about to say, not everyone gets the choice of whether they get a cult or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes cults just form around you. And you're like, no, and you're like, yes.
Some people
You done
choose
with
to
that
join
teacup?
cults, and some people have cults thrust upon them.
Yes.
And others just accept the cults that form around them because of a single fandom.
A giant beholder dragon.
So,
There you go.
the party has learned more about the device that is pulling them through time. Having translated bits of it, they discovered that it was not going to activate again for a number of days. So they decided to explore the ruins that they were in the hopes of finding more valuable items with which to battle the giant beholder dragon. Eventually, they found a portion of the city that used to house many magical items. Finding a large emporium, they went through and found the building itself ransacked. Nothing of any magical influence was left, and the few magic items they found were completely drained of their magic. But as they were wandering around, they found a large vault door locked by a combination of magic and mechanics. In an attempt to find a way into this unbreached vault, they eventually found their way to the my brain just completely forgot the word.
Secret tunnel.
The overseer's office, whatever that's called, the manager, as all good Karens do. And as they explored around the manager's office, they eventually found the chair itself could be used to open a secret tunnel to a hidden area of the building. And that is where we return.
I cannot hear the title of anyone. I cannot hear the title, The Manager, anymore.
So it happens when Jody gives really simplistic names to NPCs and
I like
BBHs.
monikers. I like pseudonyms and monikers. I think it's fun.
Yes, but then you give your players the opportunity to become the owner.
Isn't that right?
Is this the one that I want? Sorry, I'm looking for a soundscape for you all.
Now I want to make a NPC that has that same title as Dwight Schrute, the executive assistant to the regional.
Best dinosaur. Wrong. Triceratops. I don't even
Ankylosaurus.
watch The Office, and I know that one. However, I did sincerely enjoy Parks and Rec. All right, so again,
It's all about the cones.
it's all about the cones. My favorite blooper.
I love the
for
blatancy of
entire-
that one. He just threw dice and didn't even fucking look at it.
Favorite one though is there's a scene where I can't remember Leslie. I can't remember the actress's name.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler. Amy Poehler is doing this thing, and so she has to get Chris. What's Chris's last name? He played Mario.
Pratt.
Pratt. There we go. He has to get Chris
Yeah.
Pratt's character to go get something for her. And she goes, wait, okay. I need you to go get me something. And he's like, okay. It's like, all right, I need you to go to my office next to a picture of this person. He goes, scary face, weird thing. And he goes, scary face. He goes, okay. So right next to this person, there's this thing. She goes, Andy, because Chris Pratt is sitting there and is like looking, and then he just like gets distracted and just starts looking off. And Amy Poehler just loses it. She's like, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I lost him. He got bored and started looking off the distance, and I knew there was nothing I could do about it. It was so funny. Okay, we have to do this again, and I can't laugh. Anyway, so you guys went in. We're kind of exploring the ruins because you guys have time to kill, and you eventually went to this kind of emporium where not only they used to sell kind of high-end magic items, because that was the part of the city that you were in, but they also had an entire kind of workshop area where they would kind of create
Yeah, in
magic
the back.
items. And so you guys were all looking through. Everything has been destroyed. You found a few kind of broken magic items and things like that, and all the magic had been removed
Like
from
half-done
them.
commissions.
Yeah. But at the back of this area, you guys found this massive vault that looked to be not breached. And after doing some magical stuff on it, you realized that if anyone was to cast, because it's magically locked, but also has mechanical locks as well, and if anyone was to cast like an anti-magic field so that you wouldn't have to deal with the magic, it actually locks the safe, because the two things that unlock the safe are these big, massive tungsten bars that are magically held aloft. And once the magic is gone, they lock it into place and seal the vault. And I thought that was a very cool design for a safe in a world where people can turn magic off. So you guys went looking around like the manager's office and eventually found this tunnel, and that's where we ended. So you guys are all in this annoyingly clean manager's office with a tunnel going down from underneath the manager's desk. What would you all like to do?
Okay, well, I'm thinking like we go back and we get a ride for this, maybe. Because Reggie's got that weird glazed over look in his eyes now.
Oh, yeah.
It's weird. It's weird when it happens.
Yeah, I go get a ride and have Reggie watch over the girlfriend.
You left a ride to watch over a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh no. Sorry.
Did you forget what happened?
Yes. I forgot what campaign this was for a second. Even though you just
Oops.
explained everything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a rel, a rye. Very different.
I know. And
Well,
my own girlfriend,
kind of
not
different.
anyone else's girlfriend. For a second I thought you left a ride to watch over the manager's girlfriend. It's like that's a
No.
bad idea.
Won't be the manager's
No.
girlfriend for very
Ismail.
long.
Exactly. Okay, Ismail.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, Reggie, deciding that he's had enough exploring for one day, goes back and trades places with a rye.
Mm.
For
Alright, high-fives
reasons. Yeah.
A little too hard on accident.
Mm.
So he's
Okay.
nursing a broken wrist, and Arai is here. So
Mm.
with that, what would you all like to do?
Mm.
As we're
So-
going, as we went to fetch, we went to explain the setup to Arai
Yeah.
about what happened, and basically found all this. And Reggie, you know me in compliments regarding Reggie, but he became the manager when he figured out the position to take in the chair to trip it and make it go, and everything was revealed.
Yeah, I
It
forgot
was
to
quite
mention
impressive.
he picked the lock with a performance check.
Yeah.
He literally
Nice.
picked a lock with his ass.
Yeah, so
He did. He pulled the move out of his butt, like just like there, and he insinuated, just like got the right position. Did
All
a
right.
it was a
Olivier
it was a
performance.
weight-based lock. So yeah.
He clenched. Sorry, Evan.
He didn't seem so dirty at the time. Anyway, so hole in the floor, pristine office, middle of a magic item Walmart. What do you guys want to
So
do?
you said like it goes into, does it go like a spiral, or is it just like a ramp?
Effectively, what happened is the desk moved forward, and then this it kind of goes down. So it's a ramp, and there not only is there no lighting, but because of just how the desk is set up, it casts a lot of shadows over the end of the entrance. So you really can't see more than a few feet into it.
So this would be
Hmm.
interesting because we're on the second floor. Guessing maybe the
Yes.
placement of what we're actually whatever we might actually be over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know the layout of the building?
Yeah, you guys have been exploring it. Where you guys are right now, the manager's office, he had a corner office, so he's at the far kind of side of the office, and what's effectively directly underneath you was walls and the things like that. Like the lower section, there were no doors to this particular part of the place. It was built in such a way to kind of conceal this particular part.
Okay, show of hands because of the new group switch up. Who
Oh,
can?
wait.
See, I mean, if you want to, like, okay, fine, go ahead. You're going first.
All right.
I was gonna.
I walk
Ah, crap! I
forward.
forgot impulse control. Frank, knock. Who can, like, show of hands? Who can see in the dark?
So before Smegwick is able to finish the statement, Arise like, I'll go, shoom, dives head first.
That's about
Yeah,
right.
meanwhile, always has an expression,
Okay, see in the dark.
Arai's already gone. So Arai,
All right.
as you
Wait,
Good talk.
as you go down, it is very slide-like, and you very quickly start kind of spinning, and it turns into more of kind of a spiral, not water slide, but like
Yeah.
those slides that
Curly
you see
slide.
at parts
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
All right, let's go. All right,
Araya
let's.
is sliding down, going, "This is awesome!"
Okay, all right, let's Goonies it up.
When you eventually do hit the bottom, you think this was designed to go down feet first, because as you land,
I would hope
you
so.
kind of like slam your face into a very dusty, kind of soft-ish, like yoga mat type material. And
There.
then you hear
The other two, like, limp first, I was safe, slid feet first, and then she lands on top of them, all safe, like.
Yeah, as you're on the ground, kind of getting rid of dust and things like that, you hear the sound of fabric on metal, and whee! And then a dragonborn lands on top of you. And then shortly after that, you hear a very kind of draconic wee type sound as a pseudo dragon lands on top of Owie. And then finally, Smegwick comes down, slowly
Before he-
controlling his descent.
I was about to say, before he gets to the bottom, Araya's going to turn around and take Owie and Smegwick and kind of roll off to the side.
And Smegwick, I would assume, like, kind of slows himself down so that by the time he gets to the bottom, he just kind of steps off the slide.
Yeah, that was fun.
The first thing that
So
you
was
guys-
I? So I guess I was the only one worried about spikes on a damn trap. Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
At least now the bots are offering us best viewers.
Yeah, it's nice. I apparently have gotten to the point where, they think that I'm worth the best viewers. Before, they just thought I was worth cheap viewers. Anyone watching on YouTube, you could ignore that. The first thing that you guys notice as you
Or
come
don't
down
and watch
here,
us live.
is the kind of dust and debris in here is oppressive. Like Arai, when you first came down, like you had to kind of wipe off the dust and stuff from you. And as you kind of stood up after rolling off with Owie and Spitwit, is you have to kind of like choke back coughs and the things like that, because it's just really kind of dirty and dusty in here. And as far as you can see, you don't see any light sources immediately. Like you're looking on the walls for like wall sconces or anything like that. Maybe candles somewhere. There's nothing in here, which seems really, really weird, especially going from that almost like hypoallergenic, super clean office to this really dusty, dingy place.
Smegwick, could you prestidigitation some of this, please?
I can, but I don't think it's going to help much. This entire thing needs a good spick and span, kid. I'll just get you and just. There you go. The breeze.
Lemony fresh.
Considering what we're going down to, he will. The weird situation here. He'll do another ritual cast for detect magic just to be on the safe side.
Okay.
Since now we're most people are not normally supposed to be.
Okay. As you look around, the first thing that you notice is there is a lot of magic around here. And as you kind of look at the walls, it just stops. Probably about an inch, less than an inch, maybe like a quarter inch into the walls. And it takes just like a couple seconds for you to kind of process and realize, oh, this room is lead lined. So that scrying
Scrying
spells
can't get
and
in.
detect magic and stuff like that wouldn't be able to see in. But all around you are little items that are just kind of glowing with magic. Like you see the thing that's closest to you on the ground, there is this sphere that's about the size of a baseball. And as you look at it, you can see all of these seams all over it. And if you look at it, or if you pick it up at all, you realize that the sphere kind of spins, kind of akin to like maybe a Rubik's Cube style thing, but not exactly. And while you're looking at it, you can't discern kind of a pattern that you'd be able to solve, but it seems like something about it requires solving. And then there's various other things, like you could see a rod that is just kind of brimming and glowing with energy. It looks really extravagant, with gold and platinum inlaid in it, and various kind of precious gems all around it. And you see a gauntlet that has all of these kind of arcane runes written all around it. And again, all of these things are just absolutely radiating magical energy, far more than most magic items you've seen.
Okay, are they just like, are they on pedestals? Are they just lying on a workbench?
Some of them are like on the floor and things like that. Like it's obvious something happened here that was not like a full ransacking, but maybe like an earthquake, or maybe just the act of it getting teleported to other places has kind of jostled a few things off. You can see broken glass in various places, but you can tell most of these items were supposed to be in display cases or other similar things. Just for whatever reason, they've fallen out, or something has happened and had some of them lie on the floor. Some of them are lying in the display cases, obviously kind of knocked off the thing that was supposed to be displaying them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like when there's an earthquake and the things they're in or on aren't attached or anchored.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's back up a little bit, and I'm going to use Mage Hand, and let's pick up items first that are already on the ground. That way, there's no trips to trap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of the
Yeah,
items that I
you-
described, the ones that were on the ground, there was a rod on the ground. There was the little sphere puzzle on the ground. And those are the two closest items. The other ones I described were somewhat in their display cases.
Sphere, rod, a gauntlet.
Yeah, the gauntlet was in its display case. So,
So-
with between the rod and the sphere, which one do you want to pick up?
Go with the rod first.
Okay. So as you kind of pick up the rod, you notice that as your mage hand interacts with it, the rod itself seems to kind of glow with even more energy and magic to it. And you start noticing that your mage hand is actually having a really hard time picking it up, almost like, because a mage hand can only lift like what, 20 pounds?
10 pounds.
10 pounds, okay. So yeah, as it tries to lift it up, you see it can't quite move it, like the object is really, really heavy. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'll try the same with the sphere.
And a similar thing happens as the mage hand tries to pick it up again. As far as you can tell, it seems that the mage hand is trying to pick up something that weighs like 20 or 30 pounds. Which, looking at the item, even if it was made of like tungsten, be hard to get that thing up to 30 pounds.
Okay, could be could be some type of enchantment.
Hmm.
Okay,
Look for
okay.
light source.
Smegwick will just go. Can you not see? Let's establish that first, real quick.
Mm,
Can you
me,
see? Can you see or
me.
no?
I don't have dark vision now.
So you don't have dark vision?
I don't have dark vision.
Okay. Well, I have a lamp, so that's
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
yeah. You take
Swegler,
this, kid.
if you light the lamp, there's enough kind of dust particles in the air that you kind of get that like upside down thing where there's little things kind of floating
Yeah.
everywhere in the
Yeah.
air.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna do something. So you guys maybe back up a little bit. Okay. Worse. If worse comes to worse, okay. He's just a point to his thing. It's like, my healing potion's right here. Like he has
Okay.
it on my inside pocket. Spitty, hang back on her eye, because God forbid I need to. Reggie will never let me hear the end of it if I get him exploded this time.
Oh god.
Protection shield of hands.
And so then, Smake will just go like he's just gonna slowly reach over and he's gonna pick up the rod.
Okay.
Or try to.
As you do, go ahead and make me a wisdom save with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Is this related to charm?
It is.
I have advantage.
Cool. Flat roll.
10 on the die. Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
You say 16.
16. Okay. As you pick it up, first of all, it has some weight to it, but it's definitely not heavy enough that your mage hand shouldn't have been able to pick it up. So that's the first thing that kind of hits you. You're like, that's weird. This isn't anywhere near heavy up. And as you look at it, you realize what you're holding there is something that you've really only kind of heard whispered around about in various magic circles. The official name for it is 27 syllables long, but most people refer to it as a rod of ultimate power. This rod actually
crap.
has the ability to take ambient arcane energy in the air and concentrate it into the rod, and it can be expended in one of two ways. One, it can be projected outward as a beam of pure arcane energy that actually works as kind of a combination like Eldritch Blast and Disintegrate, to where it has both kind of percussive energy where it impacts, and then it also disintegrates things that it touches. The other way that it can work is it actually infuses the arcane energy into the person that is wielding it. It increases their strength, their like physical capabilities to superhuman levels. You've heard stories about people using a rod like this and being able to pick up watchtowers and things like that.
Ooh, 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 this is super fucking dangerous.
Her eye sees that and smiles and goes to pick up the ball.
Okay. Go ahead and make me wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Wow,
I
now
think-
you're gonna listen. Now you're gonna listen to the warning I was gonna give you, huh? All right,
It's alright. Oh, he has it.
live, laugh, let the gods sort it out, huh?
Is it?
Is
Is this
it
a
charm
charms
effect?
as well?
Yeah. Another
Okay,
charm
perfect.
effect.
So, I have advantage on that. So flat roll. Come on, buddy. Sorry. No wisdom plus 0. That's right. I got a 3.
Oh
So as you pick it up, the first thing that you notice about it is like, this is a puzzle ball. And so you're sitting there going, it's a puzzle ball. I don't like puzzle balls. Like your parents, especially your dad with his whole like wizard blade singer stuff. Like he was really like, he would give you all these kind of like real intellectual toys to try and, you know, get you into that mindset. And that was just never your thing. It's not like you were dumb or anything like that. It's just not your thing. So you're looking at this as like, this is a puzzle ball. But as you look at it more, you start to recognize the the puzzle ball itself, and you realize this particular style of puzzle ball is an extremely expensive brand. Effectively, it's made by this one shop in the capital city of the Verdant Empire, and it's this shop has been run for like 3,000 years by the same family, and they make these incredibly intricate puzzle boxes that are actually have a miniature portable hole in them, so that you can store a lot. It's not a ton. Like, it's technically about the same amount of space you would have in like one of the side pouches of like a Havard's handy haversack. So it's not a ton of space, but it's enough that you can keep like a full set of chainmail or something else of that size. So a lot of incredibly wealthy wizards would hide their most valuable items in here, and you've heard of things like Vorpal swords being hidden in things like this and other stuff, and you realize whatever inside of this is first of all probably worth more than your family's business, and business was booming before you left. And second of all, may contain something more powerful than any of the weapons that you guys have, something that could easily take down Corialstrax. All you have to do is open it, and you know you can do this. Again, you didn't like doing it, but you grew up as a kid doing stuff like this. So you think with enough time, not only can you open this, but it will definitely be beneficial to you. You just have to get past the boringness and focus, and you will be richly rewarded.
Did we see a weird effect on Arai when he picked that up?
I mean, not particularly. You did watch him like kind of look at it and kind of like grimace for a second, and then get really fixated on it. You see that kind of spark in his eye that normally only happens either when he's around Esmiel or someone else that's really attractive.
Now Smegwick just making his save was like, Arai, are you good? Because I made my save. What happened to you?
Arai's gonna take it and kind of sit down on the floor. No, I'm good. My dad used to let me play it. This is really.
I'm Meryl inside, because I know that Arai gets like this when like everything distracts him.
Arai's gonna start working on the puzzle ball.
Okay.
Arai gets like this on a day ending in Y.
Owie, I'll say insight's probably not going to give you a whole lot of insight into here, but if you want to roll Arcana.
Okay.
Smegwick, as you kind of look at Arai, you start feeling a little bit kind of annoyed, because Arai is looking at this.
This isn't good.
Arai's,
7.
Go ahead.
7.
7 total. Yeah, Arai looks very focused on this puzzle box thing. But Smegwick, you're sitting there and you're getting kind of annoyed with Arai because she's looking at this little ball that spins.
That I know is magical.
That is, well, you know, the more you have this rod, the more you realize, like, this is the really important thing. Like, that's probably like a red herring or like a toy for children. Like, this is a rod of ultimate power. This literally could disintegrate Corialstrax on your own. And the more you do this, the more you realize, like, it's really starting to annoy you that Arai is wasting so much time, where what you guys really need to do is just take this item. There's that giant weird beast thing out there. You could take that down with one swing of this thing. And it's just really starting to annoy you that Arai is just completely sleeping on this amazing thing that you just found.
Hey!
Huh? What?
I'm just clapping hands right in front of your face, like, hey!
Arai's looking at the puzzle still and messing with it. What?
Mage hand in your face.
What? He's like looking
you gonna
around the
look
mage
at?
hand.
Starts
What?
looking through the
What?
mage hand, then starts
Yeah.
using the mage hand to hold it so that you can twist it more effectively.
I think we should look around a little more, see what else we can find.
No, I think I found it. I need
Mm.
like
That's
I
what
don't know,
I'm
I hate
afraid
this.
of.
I hate this. I hate this. I can do I like it, but I hate it.
I don't like when you say things like that.
He's gonna pop that thing open, and a dude in all white with nails all over his head's gonna come out.
What?
Ugh.
That distracted her enough. What?
Oh, am I the only one that's heard of a Cenobite?
Ugh.
You're talking about Hellraiser, right? Pinhead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have such pleasures to show you.
Oh god.
The distraction only lasts for a few moments for you, Arai, because the longer you kind of look away, the more you realize you are really close to solving this. And Smegwick, as you are kind of trying to convince Arai to put the toy down, you're starting to kind of feel the power of the Rod of Ultimate Power. And you're like, wow, the area that I'm in, obviously this rod has already kind of drained all of the ambient magic out of this area. You need to get out of here because there's nothing more that this rod is going to be able to get from here. If you can get somewhere else, especially like if you can get out of the ruins, there is so much ambient magical energy in the Feywild that you'll be able to just kind of supercharge this rod instantly. But the longer you're here, the less useful this rod is.
But if I do that, Corey Elstrax they might take this away
Come
from me.
on,
I can't do that either.
guys.
Can I
We need an
Roll.
army. We need an army to get this. I can do this.
Guys.
Now we could grab the gauntlet. We could be a trio. Take them all down.
I don't like when you're saying that.
Can
you already made a
Arai
deal with one creature.
Can Arai
We can get the kid to come around.
roll for Can Arai roll for frustration and potentially end the charm effect by throwing
See,
Use
the
it so
thing
much, it
about
chokes it.
this item is every time you start getting frustrated, you will make a turn and you will see that you're making progress. And so the frustration just kind of evaporates. Like, oh, wait a minute! And you get
Oh,
more
no.
into it. You
You
think, especially rolling a nat 1 on your check.
Because I
I
think it would
didn't
be.
on that one. I got a 3.
You got a 3. Oh, I thought you
Yeah.
said you had a +2 to it.
No, I said I have +0.
Oh, okay. So yeah, even with a 3, like you're probably going to be fixated on this at least
For a
for the
while.
next like 20 minutes.
Because I think it would be so hilarious. Can Spitwit try to help Arai? He's an intelligent creature.
Sure. Roll a wisdom save with disadvantage for Spitwit.
Oh
And
no.
again, charm effects. So I don't know if Spitwit has anything about charm effects.
No, but he
Can-
does have magic resistance.
Okay, same basic thing then.
Well, can you help by holding it with the mage hand?
I don't think that would be in Smegwick's idea.
Well, I used 2 hands.
So go ahead and
mean,
make the roll.
Okay. Here. Also, I want to make sure I'm not talking about magic. Yeah, it's advantage on saving throws. So advantage on saving throws. So flat roll.
Flat roll. Yep.
I just think it'd be hilarious if
I
Spitwick
really
gets higher
kinda
than
wanna
higher
see
than me.
Spitwick
Yeah.
be the one that actually makes her save.
Okay, so 17, one higher
17.
than what I did.
Spitwick kind of is on your shoulder and is watching you do this, and Spitwick just kind of reaches down with one of his little claws, again, it touches it. As soon as he does, you kind of lock eyes with him. She's like, "This is mine!" And then as soon as you lock eyes, you both have that like just moment where you both have the same idea.
Oh,
And
no.
Spitwick kind of jumps like to your other shoulder, and he starts holding one, and he kind of brings his tail around so that he can manipulate it faster than you're manipulating. And you guys are both like just going to town on this sphere, and you're like, "Oh man, we're totally gonna get it now."
Oh no. guys, this is so. You guys are acting creepy. I'm gonna.
At this point, Aoi, even with your kind of 7 Archicana roll, you've known these guys well enough. This is weird. Like,
Yeah.
Spitwick, or Smegwick is petting his rod. And Arai, who's normally would be the one that I'm making double entendres about, Arai is talking like theory with Spitwick. He's like, well, wait a minute. Every time you turn it this way, then it does this. But if we try turning it this way and then doing this, and then we can... And they're both just acting really, really strange.
You
guys,
still could have.
listen to yourselves.
Uh huh. Spitty, what if we? Oh, that's smart. Good job. Oh, that's amazing.
There.
Uh,
Fools. They're all fools.
is there
Oh,
anything
there.
I can do to, like, snap him back to normal?
To be perfectly honest, you're not sure right now. But all this stuff happened when they started, like, physically interacting with the objects. So
And
It's really all you know
we
right
did
now.
not have the level spells. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Might be where I can- Come on.
So, Smegwick, it is now getting to the point where you really don't care if Arai or Aoi follows you. You made this decision, you know what, I need to get out of here now. I'm wasting time. Corialstrax is getting stronger and stronger every minute. If I don't leave here, he's going to be getting more powerful than I can get this.
Damn it!
I want to.
Ah,
Like, you tell me if I can
The
do this
old-
because
the only thing that I have that could potentially change this is not good against this type of charm.
Okay. Well, as you're kind of considering, Smegwick, what were you saying?
I would say if I can get away with this, I'm now I want to look for clues to get to the vault because surely I can get more things to absorb in the vault.
Oh no.
It doesn't
What?
drain magic items. It drains magic, ambient magic energy. So you're relatively certain that getting inside the
certain-
vault wouldn't do anything. Again, you are kind of single-mindedly focused on I need to leave this place, leave the ruins, and go into the Feywild because that's where the most ambient magic energy is.
Oh.
Well, I'm not stupid enough to go on it alone because he's been to the Feywild before.
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, you've been to the Feywild alone before because you were a
Survi-
scout.
survived by the skin of my teeth.
I mean, yeah, but you have a rod of ultimate power.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Can Arai, knowing that there's normally something magical going into play with this, and even though he's making good progress because he wants to make progress faster,
Mhm.
can he open up his magic awareness and sort of so that detects
Sure.
presence of
Remind me exactly what information that gives you.
Sure. Know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet that isn't behind cover. I can sense a spell. I learn what school of magic it belongs to.
Okay. Unfortunately for what's happening to you right now, while you can detect other magic items, the only one you care about is the one in your hands. And you instantly know there is a massively powerful, like, 9th level charm spell on this magic item.
God damn
And he's going to say that, oh, cool!
And Aoi, you
9th level charm spell!
you hear the 9th
Fiddles
level
with
charm
his
spell.
ball.
it. What the loco.
I'm gonna say
No, I'm crazy anyway.
just to kind of move things forward. Arai, for the next 20 minutes, you
Yep.
are completely incapable of doing anything other than playing with this ball and
Okay.
trying to solve it. Once you
I
get
will
to
play
that
with
20
my ball.
minutes mark, then you can effectively try another save to get out of it.
Okay.
Smegwick, you are single-mindedly focused for, again, about the next 20 minutes. You have to leave here. There's nothing else in your mind. You don't care if anyone comes with you. You have to get out of this building. And however far you can get in 20 minutes, that's when you'll have the chance to make another save. So, Aoi, you effectively have like 20 minutes to brainstorm ideas of what you want to do. So, if you would like, if you want to make, I mean, being an Eldritch Knight,
Yeah.
something that is very, very dangerous for Eldritch Knights is mind control in general. Like, if you're facing someone that has the ability to charm or dominate people, Eldritch Knights tend to be really good targets because their wisdom scores aren't generally very high, and they pack a punch. So you would have had kind of anti-charm training when you were in school. So knowing that, if you want to make like a history check to see if you can
Okay.
remember any of your kind of anti-charm training.
All right. Please be good.
And I'll give you advantage since, again, you
Thank
were a
you.
good student.
Thank you.
No pressure. It's just the group sanity is just depending on you.
I think that's a little bit rough. They were crazy before this.
Hey, fuck you! I was just an
Different
asshole.
kind
Fuck you! I was just an asshole.
got
I'm
for
just
me?
naive.
I'm not gonna be able to save my friends because I'm rolling like shit.
Well, what did you get?
9.
9. Okay. So, with this particular check, it's more of a time-based thing than it is a success or failure. The better you roll, the
Okay.
faster you'll kind of come to this conclusion.
Okay.
So this is
Try to
going
ride a
to
power
take you like the full 20 minutes and then probably another like 5 minutes. But you're just sitting there going, okay, charm school. Sorry. So Aoi went to charm school.
Yeah.
Anti-charm class. Okay, what did they take? And you're sitting there, you're going through all of the various, what's it called when you
Courses,
add
curriculum.
letters, you add words to things to make mnemonic devices. You're going through all the different mnemonic devices that you were given for how to deal with this stuff. You're going, okay. Separate the person that's and it takes you a while to kind of go through this. And you try a couple different things with Arai. By this time, Smegwick has started wandering away. But you try a few different things with Arai, and you finally come to the consensus. I have to break the connection. I have to break the connection between the thing that's charming her,
Him.
and him. Sorry, the thing that's charming him and him itself. If I can find a way, normally for an Eldritch Knight, normally the way that you do that is you go and smack them to force them to make concentration checks. But this is a device, so you start trying to come up with ideas for how you can physically separate both Spitwit and Arai from this device. And eventually you realize again, you're in a lead-lined room and you have various sharp objects with you.
Oh yeah.
I'll get to you in just a second, Smegrick.
Okay.
Sorry guys. Alright. So so what you're implying is that I should stab them?
Wasn't quite going that route. I was thinking more of attacking the walls to get some lead.
Oh yeah. Okay.
If you'd like to, like, that is a viable choice.
I'll grab the lead.
Okay. Because sometimes damage can cause saving throws and things like that, depending on how it works. Different charm spells work
and-
differently.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
sure
the
Arai
instant
would appreciate being stabbed, but
I
Right now, he's too invested.
yeah, and like the instant that potentially breaks, I was just gonna like kick the item like as far as she can.
okay. So why don't you just make me an attack roll?
Okay.
I don't have to go for a vital organ.
So while you're doing that, Smegwick, what did you want to do?
I was just gonna say, if she tried to grab the spear that Spitwit has clearly also lost it to, he would go feral and be like, "Not mine,"
I
and like do like a crazy fight bit,
Or I just would have stood up.
hey
which means you would have been caught it. You would have been caught in it too. So I don't
Just
know if
watch-
that would help or hinder.
Just
Well,
watch
he's-
as
he's in my
Aoi
hands.
just grabs
He's
it
with
and
me.
then.
Yeah, but Spitwit
like,
would lose his
nope.
shit. Be like,
Anyway, what's your attack roll, Aoi?
I haven't made it yet, but I'm wondering if I could like use alter self and to make it knock it away farther, so it will be able to make that.
All right, so I guess
good
the
action.
question I have for you, my thought was you were going to try and rip some lead out of the walls.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that what you're
and
still
that
planning
it-
on doing, or?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
still planning on doing that, but like when it hopefully like breaks that connection, I'm gonna try and like knock it away.
Okay. Well, let's start with getting the lead first,
Okay.
and then we'll
All right.
we'll go with that. So,
Okay.
if you wanted to use alter self to kind of make it easier for you to get the lead, like
Oh.
maybe increase your strength or something like that, I'm good with that. I'll
sure.
give you advantage on the attack roll.
Okay. Okay, it is 24.
Yeah. So as you're sitting there watching Arai get closer and closer to Bingo, you go to the nearest wall and you just take your rapier out and just kind of and the kind of drywall just falls off and you can see the kind of riveted lead lining and you realize your rapier's probably not going to do exceptionally well. You think that, especially with it being a magic rapier, you think you could probably do it, but it's not going to be fun. And so you sit there and kind of focusing on your magic ability, you start to manifest these like wicked thick claws, and you sit there and go, "Come," and you it takes you a good 10 minutes to be able to get off, but you eventually, through a combination of using your lightning breath to kind of heat it and your kind of inborn lightning to kind of heat the metal a little bit to make it a little more pliant, you eventually make yourself this little like scoop out of some of the lead lining. And now you just have to find the kind of right time to use it.
Okay, yeah.
And that'll be just a straight up dexterity check.
Okay.
So while this is all going on, Smedwick, you have made it outside into the bright lights. Looking around again, the ruins themselves are a little bit low on magical energy, but you can almost feel the rod kind of pulling you in a direction. And you can see the closest kind of edge of the ruins is only about 1,500 feet away, and you can see the kind of lush, verdant realm of the Feywild right over there, and every single plant and tree and bug and everything is just infused with magical energy. So what do you want to do?
Rockin' tree and creature.
Has a life,
It's a spirit.
has a name. Unfortunately, all the frogs are named Frank, and no one's been able to tell me why. It's just like Frank. And then all the bees are Leslie. And it's just really weird. Okay, anyway. What do you want to do, Smegrick?
I would like to blast the fourth wall.
Uh,
So, Owie,
Ah!
what did you get for your
oh.
dex check?
No.
Nat 20? Okay. So, Arai, you are so close. Like, you can feel it. You can, it's been weird because when you were first trying this, you're like, oh, I just need to make all the colors match. But then Spitwick pointed out, no, it's not making the colors match. What it actually is you have to think about additive color theory and actually find the three primary colors and then match them up with their exact opposites. You're like, oh, you're right. But if you translate primary color theory
thinks
to
he hears that from
music
Spitwick.
theory, what you actually have to do is each one of the colors is actually associated with a different mode. And if you look at the different colors as an Aeolian scale, then you can actually, and as you're doing this, you suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, see movement that doesn't really matter until it does, because this piece of dark metal suddenly appears, and then the sphere is no longer there. And Owie, as you kind of go through, you not only kind of scoop it in your scoop, but you immediately slam it to the ground and push it so it's kind of completely covering this sphere.
As soon as it leaves his hand, can I go, bingo! Wait.
You are infuriated for like half a second, and you kind of look at Owie with pure rage, and then suddenly you don't care about that stupid sphere, and you don't know why you did.
So were both of them my
Yeah.
like
You got some images from Spitwick that you're not 100% sure what they mean, but you're relatively certain they translate into 4-letter words. But then he was fine, and he also became very surprised because Smegwick isn't here.
Yeah, where is he? Okay, one down, one to go. Two down, one to go.
So
Arise looking
Do I
around.
have another
Who's
piece
down?
of lead to help with that?
you think that now that the spell has been taken off, you think that you can like just use that same piece as long as Arai and Spitwick don't touch it again. They should be fine.
Okay.
As far as
Do
you
not-
as far as you can tell, it's a touch thing for this.
Do not touch it.
It's just you and me, BZB. Just you and me. We're gonna roll
Actually,
everything.
you can. I can't just break off like one piece and that'll be the same.
If you want to, you can. It will take you another like 10 minutes.
No, I don't have time for that.
Well, I
get
mean,
it.
Trying to do?
technically, you have Arai here, who's like super muscly. So if you and Arai want to work together, you can get her to make another. Him, I'm sorry. You can make you can have him make another scoop for you. And that'll only take
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 minutes. Because again, Arai,
Alright,
big
get-
buff boy.
Alright, get some more lead. Hurry.
More? Okay.
Enough that Smegwick won't be caring about his precious anymore.
And this is
Okay.
Arai when you just realize that the room that used to be just really dusty, now one of the walls has been absolutely wrecked and is missing like pieces of it. You just sit there going,
I'm going to
That's
say something.
impressive.
Spitwit is going to be an even bigger asshole. He's going to put a projection of lead line, wrap the gauntlet. More treasure for me. Spitwit wants the gauntlet for himself.
No. Can I did I see that like little vision?
I mean, yeah, Spitwick. That's how Spitwick talks. So,
Alright. I'm just gonna grab his tail, and drag him with us as we go and grab the go and
He's
grab the second piece of lead.
Spitwit's not charmed anymore. He's just being an asshole.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So kind of speed things up. You guys are able to get your kind of second scoop. You make it out, and Spitwit immediately kind of leaves you guys to go scout to kind of figure out.
Okay.
And it takes him about, like 5 minutes. And then he comes back in and basically kind of what's that, Lassie? What? Timmy's in the well? Like, he was like, this way, guys. Except it's pictures. One of which is of Lassie going, "Arr, arr, arr, arr."
Good boy.
Right, follows
So eventually you guys see
with the lead.
Smegwick, and he is just barely into the Feywild, and he's going around and kind of rubbing the rod on the trees, and like he'll go up, like he'll see like a little lightning bug, and he'll poke it, which really just causes the lightning bug to like look at him and flip him off and then fly away.
Oh, no, you don't.
Smegwick, you suddenly kind of hear motion and movement behind you, and you look and you can see Arai, Spitwit, and Owie kind of coming towards you with a large piece of lead that's been bent in weird shapes.
Why are you acting weird?
Why are you?
I'm perfectly normal.
I'm
I don't
sure
know if
Reggie
normal
wouldn't see
Smegwick
it that
would-
way.
Poke lightning bugs with a stick. What did it do to you?
You don't know how magic works.
I'm
Yes?
just going to wrap
a magic
the,
lightning
lead
bug?
I'm just going to wrap the lead around the
Feywild,
stuff
probably.
while they're talking.
Okay.
That's true.
So due to the fact that Smegwick is significantly more aware than Arai was, I'm going to have you guys do a contest.
Oh no.
Owie, it'll be dexterity acrobatics, I guess. Would
Okay.
make the most sense.
Sure.
Versus
Awesome.
Smegwick, you can choose. It'll be effectively kind of a grapple check, so you could use acrobatics or athletics.
I'm gonna say Spitwit, now being aware, is gonna get disadvantage.
Sure, that's fine.
He's
Smegwick,
fucking with me.
100%. I could see him like putting
Little
little
fucking
images
traitor.
into your laser. Oh,
Little-
look at the
little
little
fucking
bitch boy.
traitor.
Bitch boy with his little stick. Oh, isn't that adorable?
Did I also like?
24.
Never mind.
24.
Let's see how bad I
Sure, right? If Owie needed your help, 100%.
1 and a 3.
All right, so as you're just sitting there, and you see, like, you're having the conversation, you just see Owie just have this expression of like, "We're done with this."
I'm
And
total.
Owie-
I am yodeling it up. Like,
And so as Owie gets closer, Owie just kind of swings around, and you kind of like jump away, and you're like, "No, no!" And finally, you're like, you suddenly realize these people are going to take away the Rod of Ultimate Power, and they're probably going to damage it. So you realize what you have to do. You sit there and you take the Rod of Ultimate Power.
I bite
and
them.
You concentrate all of the power into the rod, and you point it and attempt to disintegrate Owie. Owie, on the other hand, you watch as he goes, "You shouldn't have done that." And you watch him go,
Oh, no,
and he's making these sounds with his mouth. So he's like, and nothing happens. He's
because
just going,
Smegwick is not attuned yet.
and so he's just sitting there kind of pointing it at and going, "Urgh." And you just kind of slowly walk over to him, scoop it out of his hand, and slam it on the ground again to kind of sequester it away from everyone else. And when she hits you with the metal and it kind of gets ripped out of your hands, you instantly see red. You're about ready, and then a split second later, you realize that it was just a pretty stick.
Give it.
Ow!
You finished?
I don't want to open my eyes. My pride isn't letting me.
Okay.
God damn it! God damn it!
Hopefully the rest of these things in this place aren't completely dangerous to our sanity.
Do I think that the rod actually is a powerful item that I just flubbed my brain?
Absolutely not. You're relatively certain that it's pretty looking. Actually, go ahead and make me, let's say, just a flat intelligence check.
Yeah, 7.
7. I mean, it could be. The more you think about it, the more you realize you have never heard of an item called the Rod of Ultimate Power. You have no idea where all that knowledge about it and all those stories you heard about it came from. But you have never heard of this item before. But it's
Jody
theoretically possible.
Is a
Dick.
liar on the rod, the sphere.
I would say, Arai, with your
Jody
experience in
Can fuck off.
with your experience
Wait,
with
you
Vanishing
gave us
Ruins,
a rod and a ball. Where's the other one?
it was a glove.
Oh no, you don't.
So the shit that was in display cases totally fucking worked. Yeah, sure. I'm glad for this. Awesome.
Arai, with your experience with Fading Runes and things like that, if you want to roll an intelligence check to kind of figure out what this stuff was, I'll give you advantage on it because it's theoretically possible you might have run across stuff like this before.
Okay.
With the tech magic, I wouldn't have seen School of Illusion all over this shit. Or
It wasn't
Charm, or
illusion,
whatever.
it was
Or
just a
Charm.
Yeah, unless it was specifically designed to mess with detect magic because it's a 9th level spell.
19.
19. It hasn't happened very often, but there have been situations where you have found like vaults or other places where like magic items were, and effectively there were red herrings that were specifically enchanted to make anyone within their sphere of influence, and sometimes like the one that you are most familiar with, because it caused a lot of problems and you almost lost a member of the team when dealing with this, was there was this gilded mirror that anyone that looked into it for any period of time could be charmed by it into believing that it was this amazing, powerful magic artifact that would allow you to open doors to any plane of existence, any place in the world, and instantly travel wherever you want. Like I said, you guys weren't able to actually loot the rest of this ruin because it took you so long to be able to get the people that are affected by it out, that you had to literally rush out of the fading ruin before you were trapped in it as it left. And so slowly kind of going over what happened, you realize these are trapped items. Like their entire purpose is, if someone goes into this place, the one that you got was designed to basically force them to wait there until they got arrested. And the one that Smegwick found was specifically designed to get them to leave.
Oh. I know what happened.
Oh.
Yeah, don't touch those.
Okay. That's the first
That's all
thing
our eyes
you
can
said in
do.
the last half hour.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just browse, see if
Well, Smegwick
hopefully
just grabs a run. He just fucking just throws it down. God damn it! Goes around this bullshit, and we get back in the goddamn store before I really fucking lose it.
Down the slide?
I maybe look around first to see if there are any non-trapped items.
Well, before you guys can get back to the store, because again, right now you guys are in the Feywild. Why doesn't everyone make me perception checks?
11.
11? Okay.
18.
18?
If Spitwood has helped me again,
Yippers?
that will be. If I can read the die. Uh, oh, thing I'm not proficient at. 15.
15. Cool. So, Owie, you are kind of pleased with yourself because you've just saved both of your friends from something not great. And so you're kind of preoccupied with that, and you're like, all right, guys, let's get back. But Smegwick and Arai, you both, as you're going, you start kind of feeling a little bit weird. And you look over and you can see in the distance these 4 shapes starting to move like beeline towards you guys. And they have, like, they look somewhat similar to the beholders that you've been dealing with, but they're a little bit smaller, and something is wrong with some of their eye stalks. Like, they're not growing out of the top. They have, like, extra stalks growing out of, like, the bottom, and they don't seem to end in eyes. They seem to have tentacles at the bottom. But it's obvious they're making a beeline for you. They're about, like, 500 feet away right now. And you guys are in the Feywild, which is heavily wooded. So there are places to hide if you want, or whatever. What do you all want to do? And I'll say they are smaller than beholders, because beholders are large creatures, and these are medium.
Well, if they're going to where we just were, we've got a girlfriend and a...
No, they're going to where you are now.
Okay.
Not to the...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Their hiding place.
Yep. Okay. Fantastic.
Should we run or?
Well, there's 4 of them, and I'm really trying. Like, I just want to get some goddamn items. Good night.
We're hiding?
I really don't think we should be fighting anything here right now, especially out in the open.
Alright, puts back his pike. Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Hi.
All right, go ahead and make me stealth checks.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
Good number, apparently.
19 on the die.
17.
22.
Good job, team.
All right. So, as you guys kind of hide behind the various places, my question for you, using the scoop effectively, the way you were able to break the hold off of Smegwick was you literally scooped it out of his hands and then covered it with the lead, because that completely cut the connection. Do you guys want to leave the rod, or do you want to try and come up with a way that you might be able to take it with you, knowing that anyone that touches it is going to have to deal with the magic?
Leave it alone.
Okay. So as you guys kind of go and hide, these weird-looking beholderkin creatures, that as they get closer, in addition to not having the right number of eye stalks and having these additional tentacles coming off them, you also notice that around the center eye, they have multiple tiny eyes. So whatever these things are, they're not like full beholders. And as they get closer, you notice that they don't seem to be looking for you guys at all. But they go directly to the item. And they kind of move the lead around it. And then they all kind of look at each other. And they kind of like chitter. Like a cat kind of talking to birds, you know, that little cack, 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 cack. They kind of do that, and then one of them reaches down and grabs it, and you watch his eye kind of dilate for a second, and then another one kind of grabs it, and they start kind of fighting over it for a little bit, and then you watch as the item itself starts to lose its shine a little bit. And you can see bits of gold starting to kind of fall off. The costume jewelry that was like bedazzled onto it starts to fall off. And after all four of them kind of fight over it for a little bit, they just drop it on the ground. Just an ugly looking metal piece of nothing.
It was
And
big.
you watch all of them look kind of stronger afterwards. They kind of look at each other and fly off.
So did they like absorb the magic?
Yep.
Nom nom nom.
Oops.
At least now we know what happened to all the items in the Emporium.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
actually should
they're
be.
gone.
We
Yeah,
should
they're
actually.
gone, mate.
We should actually go
Sorry.
back there now because they already fed all there. As far as they're concerned, there's no more food there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should
wait.
make sure they can't access that. Let's go patch up a wall or two.
Yeah. And I'll take maybe one last scan around the area, see if there's anything that was left.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh, 17.
Yeah, looking around, as far as you can say, the area that you're in, because you guys are hiding, you do notice a decent amount of beholders and beholderkin tend to be kind of circling around, but the particular area that you're at right now, other than whatever in the hell these creatures were that came, there aren't any that are coming really, really close to it. But other than that, you just kind of see normal stuff that you would expect in the Feywild.
Yeah, in the secret safe.
Oh, you guys are still in the Feywild right now.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. So if you guys go
Where's
back
it?
to the super fun happy slide, as you guys get down there, yeah, there's two kind of big holes in the lead lining of this room, and I would assume you brought the scoop back with you since
Yeah.
Aride mentioned. You don't technically have the tools necessary to complete a full patch job.
I have mending, if that helps.
It will help, but why don't Arai? Why don't you make me a strength athletics check, and then Smegwick, if you want to use mending, just make me a spell attack roll.
20.
20, okay.
18.
All right. So between the two of you guys, you're able to kind of bend things back into place, and by using the mending, because of how this lead is designed to work, the mending spell is not as effective as it normally would be. But a combination of Arai and your magic, you're able to kind of jury-rig something that you think is better than nothing. It's no longer a completely perfect seal, but the cracks and kind of spaces between the plates are small enough that you have done as much as you think you can to protect the
Whatever's left.
whatever's left in there. Does that make sense?
Okay. Is the only other item left in here the gauntlet, or is there other
You
items?
haven't explored this entire area.
Yeah.
You only were
okay.
able to explore the first, like the room that you're in. You only were able to explore the first 10 feet. It continues down on a kind of gentle slope to the point where when you get to the other side of the room, you are beneath the foundation. So if you want to continue going, you can.
Yeah.
You just, when you first got in, you guys found two items and immediately touched them, so you didn't have enough time to explore the rest of it.
Yeah, come on.
So as you continue going, if you want to do your detect magic, you would find similar red herrings in various places. You even found one that was behind a secret wall.
Yikes.
A secret panel behind a wall. And now that you know what to look for, you can't be 100% certain because, again, the spells that were crafted into these things, as far as you can tell, are specifically designed to kind of trick detect magic. But you're fairly certain even the one that was hidden behind a wall is a red herring. And as you guys start going deeper and deeper, the air itself starts getting a little bit heavier. You feel the humidity getting higher, and the overall temperature getting a little bit colder. And eventually you find a very plain looking door. Like, it's not like it's hidden or anything like that. It's just such an ordinary, boring looking door that you don't even think about it when you see it, despite the fact that it's the end of this kind of hallway you've been going down. What would y'all like to do?
It gets trapped?
It could be trapped, but at this point, it's a grab bag.
Yeah, Reggie's not here to be sure of it, so...
I mean, considering what we're dealing with, I can give it an Arcana scrutiny. Because considering what this place is done...
Or do Mage Hand?
I mean, I can try Mage Hand. Yeah, I can do that first, too. Is there any seals or like a handle or a knob, or is it just a door?
It's a really plain looking door. It's got a normal doorknob on it.
Janitor's closet. Got it.
So what do you guys want to do?
Mage Hand on the doorknob.
As
I push and pull. I'm going to do both, Jody.
As the mage hand grabs the door and twists it, you watch as spikes penetrate the mage hand, doing nothing.
Ah, good call, good.
And the door opens like a regular door.
Right. Now that we've tripped the trap, let's go inside.
Okay. As you go inside the room itself, the absolute best way to describe this room is boring. There is a very simple desk. There is kind of your standard like file cabinet looking drawers on the back wall. There is a single lantern that is hanging. It is unlit currently. And if you look at it any closer, it seems to be that the wick itself is kind of dried out years ago. So if you want to use it, you'll have to put some oil into it. And on the desk are various books and ledgers. What do you want to do?
Oh, came here looking for clues about the vault.
I was gonna go look at the books, but
Okay.
he's not gonna touch them first. He's gonna find something on him to flip through.
Sure.
Smegma's going to lean into his sage background and look at the books.
The first thing that you notice about the books is they are, and I guess especially with Smegma's sage background, they're very, 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 very old books, to the point where being too rough with them will cause them to deteriorate completely. So, again, someone with the sage background would probably have at least a little bit of experience understanding how to deal with really, really ancient texts. And you realize just because of how they're stacked and things like that, you're probably only going to be able to get information from one of them. Because in order to treat one with the careful hand that you would need to, you're going to have to move some of the other books. So the choices that you have one book that is obviously a ledger. Like, anyone that has ever done any sort of accounting knows what this book looks like. If only we had Crexton here.
Yeah, I know.
There's another one that looks closer to like a journal of some sort, still leather bound, but it's a little bit more elaborate, and it's a little bit smaller. The third one is kind of like a folder with like more like loose leaf paper in it. So a collection of documents of some sort. And then the fourth one, for lack of a better term, looks like a textbook.
Hmm.
So of those, which one do you guys want to try to preserve?
If it looks like a textbook, does it say anything on the spine or anything?
It's so worn and dusty at this point that any text on it is gone.
Okay.
On that particular book, there was no embossing or anything that was done to the text, so it was just, it's faded with age.
Hmm. Does that include like what's written on the pages?
Again, with Smegwick's sage background, he'll know enough to be able to extract some
Okay.
information from the inside.
Okay.
Because the book is closed, some of that will be better preserved than the cover, but you're not going to be able to get everything from any one of these. They're just too old.
Alright.
Okay. Well, ledgers are more along the lines of a bit like made so and so for so and so accounts and
Mhm.
stuff. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
cross that off.
Yeah. Skip
Accounts
that.
payable, accounts receivable.
Folder with loose documents. I mean, it was important enough for them to hold on to, but at the same time, it could be like contracts or something or other.
Hmm.
So it really is between the journal and the textbook. And if they're willing to keep a journal,
Hmm.
they were willing to write something down,
Yeah.
and you occupy your time here. It's obviously not something they're supposed to have in regular books.
Let's check that.
Anyone else for opposing thought? I'm open. I'm not just posting what I'm thinking.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it would probably give us the best idea because you're
I
right, being
mean-
this far down, it would definitely, if this is where you're doing your finances at all.
I would like a diary be like intended to be tracked in any way in this setting?
At this point, because of the state of the book, if there was some sort of enchantment on it, the book itself is not in a good enough condition to hold the enchantment anymore.
As someone who experienced a entrapped diary, I'm pretty sure this one's safe.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm kind of torn between the folder of documents and the journal. But if you're both for the journal, then let's do the journal.
Okay.
Can I assist in Smegwick, since I've got that history of like working with artifacts and with my parents and
Sure. Why don't you both give me sleight of hand checks? And I'll give you advantage. Both of you guys have advantage on it.
2 or
Hmm.
12.
19.
15.
15. Okay. So between the two of you, Arai, the few times that your family has found documents in situations like this, they're kind of dice rolls. There's been some times that the documents have been the most valuable things that you guys have found in the rune, and there's been other times that you've gotten, little Johnny's picture that he sent with mommy to work. So you're very hesitant about doing this, and it does, you feel a little thing kind of die inside as each one of the other things you could decide not to take you watch as it just disintegrates from
Ugh.
age. You're like, "Ugh." It's just that kind of reflexive reaction. As you guys start with a combination of like the mending spell and various things that you yourself have kind of learned about how to deal with old documents and things like that, you guys are able to salvage probably about a third to maybe a half of the diary, and the text written on it is very, very difficult to read, but through a lot of effort and work, it takes you guys the better part of an hour to be able to get it. And what you find in this journal is the first few, and it's not like you have the first half and then the second half is gone. You have bits and pieces throughout the entire journal. And the early parts of the journal seem to be referencing letters. And every so often, like, you'll actually find one of the letters has been pressed between a page, and they are love letters of a rather illicit nature.
Oh God.
And as you kind of read more, this journal kind of documents a romance between the manager and the wife of one of his competitors,
Yay.
and kind of their
Spicy.
sorties and various things. And the first part of it, there's like all this passion and excitement wrapped up into it. And as the affair continues on, you find out that he actually becomes friends, trying to keep up appearances and things like that. He accidentally becomes friends with the man that he's sleeping with, his wife, and he starts to feel shame and things like that about it. And then there's this strange kind of turn of events where the woman becomes significantly more pushy and starts asking him and for more access to some of the more secret areas. And in the final few chapters, it's revealed that she ghosts him and her former husband after getting into the vault and taking a few priceless magic items.
Ooh, yikes.
And part of the journal, because at this point he's kind of dejected and feeling horrible about being manipulated and used, he lists off 3 of the 5 spells necessary to open the vault. Not like, let's see how first she casts this and this, but through context clues and stuff like that, you're able to figure out 3 of the 5 spells, and you start realizing it is 1 spell of each level up to level 5. So you guys know the first level spell, which is, I think it's Levitate. I'd have to look at spell list again. But you know the first level spell, the 3rd level spell, and the 4th level spell that are necessary for opening the vault.
1st, 3rd, and 4th.
Yep. And if you give me a few seconds, I will tell you what the spells are. Let's go to this. So, first level spell is Featherfall. The second, or no, you didn't learn the second level spell. The 3rd level spell is Slow. And the 4th level spell is Banishment.
Well, that's great. I only know one of those.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't help.
Unless they have scrolls somewhere.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe, search the rest of the, rest of the room we were, last in, and, hopefully we could find something that's not cursed.
Sure, if you guys want to kind of search the rest of the room, because again,
Yeah,
like this stuff
I
is like,
will.
obvious.
Yep. Yeah.
Go ahead and make me investigation checks.
Thank you.
Okay. Not bad.
14.
17.
17. What was yours, Arai?
14.
14. And then Smegwick?
Is Bitwit helping me on this?
Sure.
Okay. 12.
12. Okay. So between the three of you, you guys are able to eventually find kind of a hidden pocket in one of the file cabinets. There is there's a false back wall in one of the file cabinets, and behind it is just a rope that if you pull on it, it actually shifts part of the wall, and behind it is a group of 20 wands.
I do, do we know which spells each one is assigned to?
They're labeled, so
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I was literally about to ask.
Yeah, effectively, there's 4 wands of every level,
Ooh, nice.
and obviously, for the first, third, and fourth level, you guys are able to find the wands that you want
Okay.
without too much difficulty.
What are the spells for the second and fifth level?
All right, so for the second level, they are Arcane Lock,
Okay.
Gust of Wind,
Mm-hmm.
Mirror Image, and Rope Trick.
Okay.
And then for the fifth level locks, or wands, they are Animate Objects, Bigby's Hand,
Ooh. Wait, is it? Oh, yeah, that is fifth level.
Pass Wall, and Telekinesis.
Hmm.
So are these your typical ones? Like they have charges and things?
Make me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Anyone that wants to is more than welcome to.
Okay. Alright, 16.
Okay.
25.
The first part of that was cut off.
25.
25. Cool. So between the two of you, they're not traditional wands. They seem to be kind of linked to the building itself, where as long as you're in the building, they seem to have an unlimited number of charges to be able to cast these spells. The only limitation is they can only cast the spell that they're designed to cast once every 10 minutes. As long as 10 minutes pass, you can cast as many times as you want.
I was wondering how you're going to keep this all from.
Okay.
And you think if you take them out of the building, they are really pretty back scratchers.
Yeah. They're just playing on sticks. So, Jody, the lock on the vault, Reggie discovered that it would, like, like attack us back if we tried the wrong spell on one of the layers?
There's a bunch of different things that might possibly happen. It's an advanced enough piece of magic that you guys aren't 100% certain what will happen if you do something wrong.
The majority of the designs seem to be do the wrong thing or try to take a magic away. It just locks down and ain't no one getting inside it.
Yeah, it is designed to keep people out, and the place that it is located.
We're at a lot of workers.
Yeah, there's a lot of people there who were all building magic items and casting spells next to it. So you can infer whatever you want off of that. OSHA does not have a really big presence in the Tempest Sovereignty, so take that how you will.
We will loan you the Ring of Regeneration, and we'll take it out of your pay. Indentured servitude still a thing.
So, anything
Now-
else you guys want to do while you're here?
Go ahead.
Thinking about, would there be like logic for the spells required to open each layer?
You think that they're numerical order, first, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Yeah,
Well, I think
like the spell descriptions.
I think what, like, if I can interject,
Yeah,
I think
sorry.
I think you and I are on the same page. Is like, are there clues into what
Yeah.
could follow, like, say, the combo?
Sure.
Like, if this is Featherfall and Slow and Banishment, could there be a clue in what the second and fifth? Is that what I think we're kind of on the same thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at and you think back to the lock, Featherfall again makes things very, very light. Like there's
Yeah.
two very, very large tungsten weights that will lock it. So you think as you cast these spells, they're going to work outward, inward. Without having the safe in front of you, you're not 100% certain. But if you head to the safe, you think
that
Featherfall.
that would probably narrow down what spells we would have
Yeah.
to use.
So I'm assuming you guys just take all 4 second level wands and all 4 fifth level wands.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, looking at it, you think Featherfall. It's the big weights. The second set that you have to deal with, as far as you can tell, seems to involve manipulating gears on the inside that have kind of openings on either side of the vault that are relatively small, but with something like small and flexible you could get in there, or something along that effect. The third level spell, there is kind of a perpetual gear that is constantly kind of turning inside, that you think that the slow effect is what's going to affect it. The fourth level spell, as you get even closer, there are these kind of, for lack of a better term, bags of something. You're not 100% certain what it is, but they're located in kind of key spots and prevent anything from moving as long as they are there. And they're made up of something organic. And for whatever reason, despite the fact that this has been sitting here for possibly hundreds of years, the organic material is still there.
Just
And then the fifth and final lock seems to be an extremely complex locking system with just hundreds or not hundreds, like a dozen or so different gears and other things inside of it.
Okay.
Let's think about this.
Okay.
You guys are
I
out of
think-
Arai's wheelhouse.
I'm thinking the 4th level slot might be animate object, maybe?
Well, animate object's a 5th level spell.
Oh, whoops. My bad.
Arcane Lock, Gust of Wind, Mirror Image, Rope Trick. I mean, Arcane Lock sounds like, for a lot of manipulating lots of gears.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay.
And if you guys want, if you want to go to D&D Beyond and actually look at what the spells do, you would all be familiar with these spells. Like they're all in the player's handbook.
Just to ask, are we going Legacy or are we going
Legacy.
5.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think most of these spells, there's not a whole lot of changes between.
Well, they
Let's see
changed a few
regularly, but-
wording things, and
So again, the two levels that you guys don't know what the spells are
2nd and 5th.
Second and 5th. So
Now, extremely complex locking system. I was thinking animate object.
Yeah. Okay.
Although I was considering the interesting of pass wall.
Do we do like an intelligence check to maybe figure out, narrow it down?
Well, interesting thing about pass wall. You choose the opening's dimensions up to 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and 20 feet deep. The passage creates no instability in a structure surrounding it. So basically, you're creating an opening.
Hmm.
So if it's like all these extremely complex gears, fuck you, boom.
Yeah.
I was wondering about the possibility of that.
Yeah. Should I make the intelligence check to help think the logic through?
sure. I'm only going to let you guys make one intelligence check, and you can use it for either the 2nd level spells or the 5th level spells.
I'll do the 2nd level spells
Okay.
since that's easier for me. Is it one check each or one for everyone?
Yeah. Each one of you gets one check, and
Oh,
you can
okay.
use that on either 2nd or 5th. So
Yeah,
if Aoi is
nope.
doing 2nd level, then she won't be able to use it for 5th level.
Yeah, I am 6.
6. Yeah, looking at it, there's a few different things that you think might work for it. You're not really able to narrow it down that much.
Okay.
Smegrick?
Yeah, I'll go for 5th.
Okay.
Arcana?
Just base intelligence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go with it. So that'd be 15.
15. Okay, so looking at it, you think it's fairly obvious Bigby's hand is just too large to be useful in any way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. And telekinesis while it can be useful, it's a single target type spell. You wouldn't be able to manipulate multiple things at the same time. So if you were to use telekinesis, with how many different objects are that you'd have to deal with, it would take forever to open that particular lock using telekinesis.
So by that logic, would animate object also apply?
You think that it has to be either animate objects or pass wall. You're not sure which one it is, because you can come up with... Go ahead.
I was thinking because of the same logic you're talking about, a singular object, do I think that by that same logic, animate object might not apply to all the gears?
No, the spell is animate objects.
Oh, object. Okay, so it strictly was objects.
If you actually look at the spell description, I'll just read it to you. Objects come to life at your command. Choose up to 10 non-magical objects within range that are not being worn or carried. Medium objects count as 2, large count as 4, huge count as 8. You can't animate any object larger than huge. And it becomes a creature under your control until the spell ends or until it's reduced to 0 hit points. As a bonus action, you can mentally command any creature you made with the spell. If the creature is within 500 feet of you. If you control multiple creatures, you can command any or all of them at the same time, issuing the same command to each one. You decide what action the creature will take and where it will move during its next turn, or you can issue a general command, such as guard a particular chamber or corridor. If you issue no commands, the creature only defends itself against hostile creatures. Once given an order, the creature continues to follow it until its task is complete.
Isn't it? Didn't you say? Well, maybe it could be selective, so I want to verify. Did you say it was? I thought it was like a lot of gears.
Yeah, you saw. You didn't count them specifically, but in the neighborhood of like a dozen-ish gears in there.
So more than 10.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Well, see, because if it's definitely more than 10, then I think that might eliminate animate objects.
Yeah.
If it's choose up to 10 non-magical objects.
Yeah.
Theoretically possible, unless by animating them, you're able to have them manipulate the other gears.
Oh, yeah.
Or, as you described before, creating a pass wall would give you access to all of the gears simultaneously.
True.
So, again, you've narrowed it down to it's one of these two spells, and both of them have a basis. And you think that no matter which one of these spells you use, there's going to be an additional aspect of using them correctly. If it's animate objects, you have to understand which ones to animate and what to tell them to do. If it's pass wall, you have to make sure that once you do pass wall, you have to actually interact with the gears. So it's not just, at least for the 5th level spell, it's not just casting the spell. You also have to know how to cast the spell, which wasn't described in it wasn't described in the parts of the journal that were preserved.
Okay.
But you have eliminated 2 of the 4 possible things.
Yeah, I think we're gonna need Reggie's help to really, try and narrow this down.
Well, there ain't no reason to rush it. We still got, as long as we just got to manage our time.
Days.
And with everything you guys have done today, you've used probably like half a day. So you still have roughly about 2 days left before you go.
Yeah, ain't no reason. We've done a good enough job here. The vault's low enough. The distance place is low enough. They'd really have to sense something being this far down. I'm not saying they probably could sniff it out. I don't know what these things are made of, but they made a beeline right to the faux rod. But deep down enough.
Well, the vault's on the ground level, so it's level.
No, I'm saying the vault, but like the room we were in that had the thing.
That's below the foundation.
Yeah, I think so. Just to be on the safe side, we could also, if we know how the chair works, Allie or Rye, I think if you could sit in the chair, because if we mimic Reggie, we could probably get things to reset.
Well, closing the secret passage is significantly easier than opening it.
Yeah, I would hope.
So if you want to close it, that has no problems. If you want to open it again, you're probably going to need Reggie.
Yeah, maybe I'm gonna take one last pass around the like the treasures, see if uh, there's any safe items worth taking.
Oh, we think it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to take one last pass before we leave. Sure.
Okay.
Well, unfortunately,
Okay.
that is where we're going to end it for today. As always, if you missed any of this, I do upload all these to my YouTube channels, youtube.com/TrainerJody. Yeah. Otherwise, as a reminder, go pre-order the Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder.
Yep.
There we go. From Barnes & Noble or anywhere else. Support our amazing friend Kiri because she writes good stuff and she's a cool
Yep.
person.
You can pre-order until October 7th.
Yubbers. Otherwise, again, it's all for me today. I will see you guys next time. All right? Bye-bye.